Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV. Till the World Ends and Sapphic Panic.
Montreal Mado's new book, Mado Graphie.
East Van Panto, Beauty and the Beast. And much, much more.
Welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And my name is T. We'd like to thank the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations for the honor and privilege to film this episode of Outlook TV on their traditional unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast. Speaking of, we're starting off in Montreal.
And we're going back to Rendez-vous de la Drague for some drag merch.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. The first drag culture convention in Montreal, Rendez-vous de la Drague, has something for all tastes in dozens of kiosks. Let's discover some of them.
Fans can come to my booth to, of course, buy my merch, but they can also participate in a contest where they can try to find my ring in my potion full of crazy things. And if they find my ring, they're going to have a little present from NYX because they sponsor my booth, or they're going to have a little trick.
My kids' TV show, I am the first drag to have her very own kids TV show on 2.tv, music TV show. I have a little living room over here where you can watch the TV and have a great time and just chill. And of course a little booth where you can buy calendars and a few things, pens.
My booth is special. I was the first drag contestant in the province of Quebec on The Voice. So I decided to challenge people to come sing a little song and for me to see if I turn around or maybe I'll sing with them and to celebrate. I have some merchandise up for grabs.
We have been doing drag for over 10 years and we've been doing alternative drag, theater, camp, and here our booth is a little bit of a representation of that. We have stickers, we have magnets, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have coloring papers.
So for my hunky boys over there, they're helping me like sell merch. I am selling those beautiful t-shirts, I love Demon, and some prints, and I'm also selling a painting of my butt. Literally selling my butt. So for the kiosk for Le Rendez-vous de la Drague, I had Sarah Winters, Lily Rose, my boyfriend, and Lily Rose's boyfriend working on the entire setup. In the booth, we have an eclectic amount of stuff. We have stickers, we have shirts, we have ceramic jewelry, and we also have prints and drawings.
So I wanted to give like a more gut vibe to my booth because Halloween is just around the corner. I also dressed a little bit more black and dark for the weekend. I'm selling some amazing new merch I made especially for this weekend. So I have like big posters with new picture I took with photographers from Montreal. I also got some hand mirror.
So this is what I do. Look at my art. I love it. I painted all those in 3 weeks. Can you believe it? I have shirts, fans, posters, whatever you want. I've got it, baby. Come check me out. Woo!
December is very important for me and it's my busiest month of the year because I'm doing a lot of show for a company. I have my Christmas show. I'm selling myself, I'm selling merch. I'm here to promote my service and my show during Christmas. Every Christmas I try to present a bingo show and it's very popular, I think. We have great prize this year.
So basically we're here in my booth for me and La Relève. La Relève is for baby drags, and basically I have my booth and we are selling merch from different drags that are going to be here. We're actually 19 drags during the whole weekend that are going to be here.
It's a drag world. André Tardif in Montreal for Outlook TV.
Next up, we've got Tam at the Sapphic Panic Show, kicking it off in Edmonton.
Here's their host, Till the World Ends. And speaking of Sapphic, I'm panicking a little.
Is it a disco as well then?
This is Tam Grzelka coming from the University of Alberta campus. I'm about to interview Till the World Ends and Venus about the Sapphic Panic drag series of shows.
I think the best way that I've kind of heard Sapphic being described is the idea of femme people loving femme people. And that doesn't mean like women loving women or anything of that nature, just the femme experience of loving somebody else who is also of that femme experience.
we say it isn't a Sapphic panic until someone takes their clothes off. But there's like a very wonderful variety of just different styles. We've had drag queens, drag kings, burlesque. We've even had some magic. It's a lovely like mixture of just talent on that stage, and yeah, it happens every so often at Evolution Wonder Lounge. We're so lucky to have that space to be able to share our art with the other people in the audience, and it's really amazing. I love it. So.
In that kind of audience, in that kind of environment, everybody's there just like hyping you up, and it doesn't feel like you're in any position of danger, which is unfortunately, even within the queer community, still a threat to femme people.
You were on nothing? No. You were on nothing today? No.
The representation we kind of get, either we're erased or we're fetishized, and I think a lot of it is like people feeling comfortable in their body, reclaim that in this space that is very safe. I know for myself, I do a lot of burlesque numbers at these shows, and I feel the most safe when I'm at these shows. I can go out to the audience and perform, and I'm not afraid to get groped by anybody or anything. It feels just like a safe, welcoming, supportive audience every single time.
There's still like so much interest from drag performers of all different forms. We, like Tilda said, we have kings and queens and burlesque performers and like clowns and like magic and stuff like that. Like there's such a wide variety of Sapphic drag in this city, and we really want to try and do our best to like show that off in our shows.
I know we definitely are going to have at least one more in the future. We have one booked that will hopefully be an all-stars, bringing back some of our favorite performers from the past 5 or 6. So hopefully that'll happen. Where do you see this going?
I think it is so important to still maintain this show and the community that it's made for, because there aren't many shows like this for us, and I want to see it just us do as many of these shows as we can, and even if that's just me, I'm more than happy to take on all of these shows and continue to highlight so many of the incredible Sapphic performers in our city.
Thank you guys, party with us. We're gonna have a great night.
This is Tam Grzelka for Outlook TV from Edmonton, Alberta.
We're going to have to take a little break now. We'd like to acknowledge that December 1st was World AIDS Day.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV. Pop, sick, squish, aha, scissorro, lipshits.
It sounds like she's talking about Chicago. They had a fundraiser for the AIDS Coalition in Halifax, and Diva Station's got the story for us.
Hey kids, it's Auntie Deva back here in Halifax at the Lighthouse Arts Centre, and tonight we're here for an amazing fundraiser all in support of the AIDS Coalition of Nova Scotia. It's Chicago, a drag spectacular. Let's go talk to the director and get all the information.
He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
You can expect Roxy's disassociations into my Jason Spurl fever dreams. So it should be a lot of fun to see how that happens in drag on this stage. But it's gonna be a whole lot of amazing, phenomenal dancing. There's choreography, there's laughter, there's camp. There's even some pretty serious moments, so we're really excited.
Day after we did Moulin Rouge last year, I immediately went to Warner Brothers and begged them to let us do another show from their catalog. And everyone that whole night was just talking about Chicago and how incredible it would be to, bring this play in. So that was the next production that I thought would just be a lot of fun to be on stage. I had it set within 2 days.
last year was just way too phenomenal. The amount of energy and talent that we got to showcase for the queer community here in Halifax was absolutely amazing. And on top of it all, we raised a phenomenal amount of money for the ACNS.
What if your hinges all are rusting?
Right now, we've raised about $14,000 in ticket sales alone, and that's after counting our budget. That is more than we made in 2020 overall in fundraising. It's been a really rough couple years for ACNS in terms of sponsorships, fundraising, events. So, like, quite literally, this is a game changer for us.
Next year, is there anything brewing?
We've got a cast of 17 right now, and I've had about 15 requests for different shows. So it comes down to availability and what's going to be the most fun on that big, beautiful stage. I've already got some things in the works.
Well, that was amazing, and such an amazing event for the AIDS Coalition of Nova Scotia. I'm exhausted and really need to get out of this corset. I'm Devastation for Outlook TV.
Hey T, why is Mario taking us back to Montreal?
Well, Mario is our new reporter, and he's catching up with Mado and her new book, Mado Graphie.
We are here in the heart of the Montreal village in front of Cabaret Mado to meet the legendary Mado Lamotte to talk about her new book, Mado Graphie, celebrating 35 years of career.
Why this year? Because it's been 35 years I'm doing drag, and I think it's about time to tell my story. And because I'm tired of people asking me what drag is about, what my life is about. Now I wrote a book, read my book, you're gonna know everything about me.
How was it like doing drag 35 years ago?
It was very different, I have to tell you, because we were working most underground. We were called like the different people of the crowd, the queer of the time. And the crowd was a bit different because the drag queens were not very mainstream like it is today. And the crowd was sometimes like talking during the show.
Est-ce que madame, vous voulez prendre des photos? You don't speak French?
You want to take the picture? Hey, come on stage, tabarnak.
I've been alone with some others from around the world. We've been like doing it for so long. It's available to everyone. You can see them on TV now. Some of them have radio shows, some of them have TV shows, some of them do Broadways. It's amazing because it shows the talent is really there. It was not like something we do on the side because we don't know what to do with our life. It's a real job. It's a real art. People tells me like, my daughter is doing drag because of you. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. So it's a real improvement. I hope it's going to stay in that direction because with what's happening in the United States right now, they're trying to ban drags from high school or from reading to children. This is so stupid. It's in theater school when I started to go out with a friend. We dressed up as crazy woman playing bingo for a party in a bar. And we had so much fun. We did it again and again and again. And we decided to do a show. And it started slowly. And I was finding myself working every week in bars. So that was the career that I didn't decide. It came to me. Drag came to me. I didn't choose drag. Drag chose me. What could I say about Cabaret Mado? It was the birthplace of many talent like Rita Baga, like Giselle Lullaby. We had we have another one this year at Canada Drag Race. The name used to work here. All the drag in Montreal has to pass by Cabaret Mado because it's like the main drag theater of Montreal. And what's coming up? More and more drag because it's what it's all about. I studied in theater and I wanted to become an actor all my life. As my other persona, I did a show in September, Michel Tremblay play, which is going to be coming to Montreal in 2025. Wow. I have a project also to do another book and my second actually one Mado show starting in September 2024, and I'm still going to Paris this year and Switzerland. So I don't think I'm going to take my retirement right now. You stick with me. Bye-bye, Canada.
This is Mario Langlois in Montreal for Outlook TV.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
It's getting kind of cold in Vancouver. I think I'll go somewhere it's a bit warmer, like Montreal.
Hey, I'm Jason Sakaki. I play the Beast in East Van Panto's Beauty and the Beast at the York Theatre, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Hey T, you know what this table's missing?
Not sure.
A coffee table book.
Ah, Andre's got something for us, exploring all different types of gay fantasies.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. A Montreal photographer in the LGBTQ plus community, known for his pop art, stepped outside of his comfort zone by releasing a coffee table picture book. Let's meet him to find out some more.
Well, I started when I was a kid to do photography when I got my first camera as a Happy Meal from McDonald's. And then I was a big fan of hot air balloons as well. And I had seen the pictures that my dad had taken. It was kind of like my goal to take pictures of those hot air balloons when I was a kid. When I went to photography school and I discovered like photographers like David Lachapelle, Pierre Régil, Guy Bourdin, and I saw that they were creating an environment for their model, I was like, oh my God, like this is what I like to do. There's a lot of models that I do like to work with again and again. Like my friend Valerie, who every time that I propose something, she's always willing. There's Dominique Junot, who also like I've known for the past 14 years. Stage sister that I call Wendy Warhol, who's also a drag queen. She considered herself the daughter of Andy Warhol. I was like, oh, Warhol. So already like the process came from that. So it's always because of a certain specific thing. At some point, like I started like being inspired through songs, through other things, where I started like seeing not just one picture, but a story being told. So indeed, I have appeared in some of my full frontal nudity pictures. To me, like the picture doesn't represent a selfie that you take to send somebody. I've made a piece of art. So it's art. It's a state of mind. The body is not something that we should be ashamed, no matter the size. I never do the same thing twice because I think that it's important to show how everybody is so unique. Everybody is so different. Like everybody has a diversity. So I guess the theme in my pictures would be diversity. I have released not too long ago a book titled Fantasies. That was also new for me because I had never written a book before. And with those texts that I wanted to put in the book, I also had like the idea of like creating arts that illustrate what I wanted to talk about in the book. So that's why you see all of the pictures being the pictures that they are in the book. I don't see the sexual aspect to be an important thing. I don't see it as sexual. I just use my imagination and I use the body the way that I want to create like an art piece. I guess like using religion comes from all of those concerns as well, from those fundamentalists who have this obsessions with the LGBTQ community. Any kind of art, whether it's from a picture, from drag queens, from a movie, are all meant for discussion, for conversation. And I'm totally fine and willing to answer any questions. Why I decided to do the book was because I thought it was important to educate people on the impact of homophobia. And like James Baldwin has said, like artists are here to disturb the peace. And that's what art is all about.
Tis the perfect present for your loved ones. Follow the link on how to get this beautiful work of art. André Tardif in Montreal for Outlook TV.
Be our guest. David C. Jones takes us to the East Van Panto, Beauty and the Beast.
The holiday season is back upon us, like it or not. And some people don't like it, but one thing that can cheer you up if you're having a kind of grumpy Christmas is the East Van Panto. We're going to talk with one of the actors to find out more about it.
You will never grow until you can flip. I don't flip for nobody.
A traditional British pantomime typically takes a fairy tale but puts a twist on it, rewrites the story. And the East Van Panto takes a traditional fairy tale and puts a very East Van spin on it. So this year, our Beast's castle is Fujiya Japanese grocery store, and we're telling Beauty and the Beast, but it's more so about friendship and the power of community. Panto, there's always the jokes for the kids, and then there's the jokes for the parents, and ours certainly has that element. We have a king skunk who talks about, you know, his anal glands and spraying all of his skunk spray all over people in East Van. So there's definitely some things that, you know, may be a little naughty, but they're definitely things that I think all families will enjoy. part of the show right now, our belle, Stephanie Davis, has an incredible ballad in Act 1, and so she belts the heck out of it, and I'm like weeping with just like watching her pure talent backstage. So the Beast in our version is a UBC solder student to be who lives in West Van, and his whole thing is that he won't flip his perspective. And so the Enchantress places a curse on him, and he has to flip his perspective in order to break the curse. And I think that's a very poignant message about how we all need to sometimes just change our mind about how we feel about something, even if we feel like we don't want to be wrong. Lots of booze, lots of cheers in the Panto, and the Beast will definitely get tons of booze in this one. But honestly, for me, that's the fuel. That means I'm doing the best job if I'm getting so many booze. And so it's fun to kind of play off of that and have a reaction to that because it's so live. And so we get to real time find out how the audience is feeling about each character. So I love that part of it. I think Panto absolutely has a queer sensibility, as Panto is pure camp. You know, there is typically in traditional Panto a drag element. There is very grand, overacty gestures that I think a lot of people will probably be like, that feels like we're watching a RuPaul's Drag Race episode. So as a queer person myself, I'm having lots of fun playing into that and getting the grandest performance possible.
Thank you, Jason. The East Van Panto is playing at the York Theatre from November 22nd to January 7th. I'm David C. Jones for Outlook TV.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we will be back.
And until we see each other again, why don't you check us out on all our social media platforms, or better yet, consider volunteering with us.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name's Emily Ann Fraser.
And my name is T.
Stay festive, Canada.